Hello and welcome to Weekly Weird News, brought to you by Cutting Through the Bull in the Post-Truth Apocalypse. I'm Ben, as always, I'm hanging out with Mike.
Hello.
Claire.
Hey.
And Pete.
Hello.
So yeah, this is our sister show to Cutting Through the Bull in the Apocalypse, where we bring you the finest weird shit we found on the world of the internet this week. It could be anything, could be a bit of everything. I think we have got a bit of everything this week. Let's get rid of the big news this weekend. We've had the coronation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the coverage on that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go. That's our
It was
weekly
really
weird news
quiet.
done.
It happened. Move on.
It did. The other big thing, of course, is me getting re-elected. I think it's bigger than the coronation, but that's me.
Yes.
It's very big for you.
Your head is, but I mean, yes, you. Yeah,
Well,
it
I've
is.
limited myself to 2 weeks of smugness.
That's fair enough. As long as it's after 2 weeks, so you've got until week Thursday, and that's it then.
I mean, it's 2 podcasts, really.
Don't know about that.
Yeah, 2 weeks of smugness, that's all I want to know myself. Right, where should we start? Bungling Russian troops suffer radiation poisoning after fishing expedition next to the site of the Chernobyl nuclear disaster.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Numbers.
The Russian troops who occupied the area around Chernobyl and fished in its contaminated water at the beginning of the Ukraine invasion have fallen ill with radiation sickness. In March of 2022, the soldiers surrounded and commandeered the 37-year-old disaster zone, dug trenches in the Red Forest, named after the colour they turn due to the radiation in the area, and even fished in the defunct plant's cooling channel, despite warnings from locals. As a result, 7 busloads of soldiers were evacuated and taken to a hospital in Belarus.
Is this true as propaganda?
I think it's true, that's why it's come out now. It's one of the things that's been leaked, maybe. Why would you occupy Chernobyl
That's what
anyway?
I mean. That's what I mean.
I know that they took.
They
that
did.
area.
There was a gunfight around it at one point,
There
apparently.
was.
Yeah, and it was on the mainstream news that they took that area.
Yeah, but fishing in the fucking cooling channel. I mean,
Yeah, but you're talking about your average dumbass Russian
they're
here.
not that thick.
It's dumbass Russian grunt infantry. that is now probably
a conscript as
I
well.
was going to say they're not even trained soldiers anymore because most of them have died.
Yeah.
To be fair, a lot of the people out there now aren't trained soldiers.
No, they're either
fucking
Wagner
old
Group mercenaries and convicts,
Yeah.
or
people
bloody,
that have been forced to
conscripts.
fucking go out there.
Obviously, no Ray Mears is.
No Ray Mears, otherwise he'd have told. If they'd have got Ray Mears, he'd have told him not to fucking fish in
The
that.
Russian Ray Mears.
Ray Mearsky,
Raysky Mearsky.
you know, it's just Ray Mearsky. And, you know, he'd have told him that. Some workers at the facility dubbed the behaviour of the invading troops in the area as suicidal, while others credited the behaviour to their ignorance, saying the Russians didn't even know they're in an area with dangerous levels of
The
radiation.
trees are red.
I'm willing to bet,
They probably didn't even know it was Chernobyl.
I'm willing to bet any money now that A, Chernobyl is not taught about in Russian schools.
Yeah.
More than likely.
Because, you know, bit of a fuck up.
And it's outside news, they don't need to know it, do
That's
they?
it, you don't need to know about that. And B, yeah, they just did this. If they didn't know, the top brass didn't tell them it was Chernobyl.
Yeah, the grunts on the floor, they didn't have a fucking clue where they were.
Then again, I would expect to be a Russian soldier to be able to read a map.
But are they reading maps?
Well, let's face it, they may not be reading maps, but their officers should be reading maps.
Yeah, but like I say, they're on a need-to-know basis, and they don't need to know where they are. They just need to know that you're on this bit of ground, secure it. They don't know where the fuck
I'm
they
your
are.
officer, but I'll just stay here if you just
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, you go over there, I'll stay in this bit.
But sir, why aren't you getting out of this like 12-inch thick lead-filled tank?
No reason.
But
I like it here, it's comfy.
You've not even opened the door to talk to us. No, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, don't worry about it, you don't need to see me. This is my time now, soldier.
I'll see you in a couple of weeks, you know, when we get back into the motherland.
Oh, it's a bit daft if it's true, isn't it?
They've got fine British accents, these Russian soldiers.
We're just doing it like they did in the documentary shit. Oh, but it's easier not to do a Russian accent. That's what Sean Connery did in Red October.
Yeah.
And if it's good enough for Sir Sean, it's good enough for me.
Oh, he did try a little bit.
Yeah, he was full on Scottish. I mean,
He tried as much as Kevin Costner tried.
So not at all then. Not at all then.
Fine actor.
You and your weird hard on for Kevin Costner.
He was great in his day.
I'm with you. I love Kevin Costner. I think he's brilliant. There's no film I've ever watched with Kevin Costner in that I've gone, that was shit. They've all been good, and it's because he's made it good. The Bodyguard, fantastic film. Dances with Wolves, amazing film. Fucking Predator, a brilliant.
He wasn't in Predator. You people are deluded. I'm clearly only saying one here.
He was like the main guy in Predator, wasn't he? You know, do the big muscles and that.
How dare you blaspheme against fucking Arnold like that?
Who? I always pictured him with Kevin Costner's head on. Why?
Yeah, that might be some psychological issues there.
I might remake that. I might redub that film and just like Photoshop Kevin Costner's head on Arnie's body throughout the whole movie.
What, and then wank to it?
No! It would look hilarious.
Any movie ever been made would be better with Kevin Costner as the lead part.
Oh, come on.
I genuinely, I can't think of a bad Kevin Costner film because I liked Waterworld and I know that's going to get loads of people go, oh my god, Waterworld was shit.
It was shit.
But I thought it was good.
The Postman, shit.
Good film, Postman.
I've never seen that.
Take away your Dances with Wolves, your Robin Hood, and The Bodyguard, you're left with shit.
Because who gives a fuck about his accent in Robin Hood? It was a brilliant film.
Yep.
Nobody gave a shit.
No one cared that Morgan Freeman was in it.
He was good in it though.
He was good in it.
Brilliant in it. He made that film, I think. Yeah, it wouldn't have
Kevin
been the same.
Costner's mullet made that film.
You know, if they remade that film now,
Would it be Will Smith?
they'd say it'd be woke because you've got like obviously your black guy in it.
Who would they use?
He was
Will
referred
Smith?
to as the painted man.
Oh, he is, yeah. He haunts her dreams, apparently.
Would they use Will Smith, do you reckon, now?
I'd watch Will Smith in that.
Or do you reckon they'd probably make Will Smith Robin Hood nowadays, actually, wouldn't they?
No, we can't do that.
Well, they made Little Mermaid.
Yeah, but that's a fictional character.
So, Robin Hood...
Robin Hood's an amalgamation of people. He just wouldn't make sense historically. I'm not saying they wouldn't do it.
I know.
I'm not saying someone wouldn't consider it. You know?
I'm just thinking of Men in Tights now.
Yeah. You know what? That's such an underrated Robin Hood film.
Fantastic film.
I think Jackie Chan would make a good Robin Hood.
You know what? I'd probably watch that.
We might have to do that as a movie pick one time.
Jackie Chan as Robin Hood, I'd watch that.
I'd watch anything with Jackie Chan in.
Yeah. So would I.
Anyway,
You know he'd be catching arrows and shit, didn't you?
with his toes.
Possibly. Or chopsticks. The guy who played Mr. Miyagi as Robin Hood.
What was his name?
I have no idea. He's just Mr. Miyagi to me.
Pat something.
Oh, it was Pat something, you know. It's Pat, some Japanese name that we're not going to pronounce
Chinese.
properly. Chinese?
Yeah, he was Chinese.
Oh, I do apologise. To apologise to you, Mr. Pat, R.I.P.D. Mr. Miyagi. We'll go on then, Mike. Next one.
Body discovered under bed of hotel guest who feared he had smelly feet.
Oh my god.
A body was discovered under a guest's bed at a hotel in Tibet after he unknowingly slept above it for hours. The man initially thought the strong smell was coming from the bed at the Guangzhou Inn was caused by his feet. After sleeping for 3 hours, he moved to a different room because of the stench. The body was discovered moments later.
That's a bit of a shitter, isn't it?
That's nasty.
How's there a body under the bed? What the fuck? Is there an investigation?
You must think, if that's the smell of your feet, you must think, what have I done? If you thought your feet smelt that bad, wouldn't you go and take a shower?
Yeah.
You think your feet smell like death?
If your feet,
Go and take a shower.
if the smell of your feet was keeping you awake at night,
Yeah.
you'd take a shower.
What was he getting out of going to a different room if he thought he was left with
His feet, yeah.
Well, maybe he just thought that, like, oh, is it me
He saw
feet?
the body and went, oh, I can't be dealing with that. Fuck that. And just went to the next bedroom.
Oh, it smells in there. It must be my feet. Yeah. I'll have another room though.
He considered the possibility it could have been his feet. So I think maybe the changing the room might have been a bit of an experiment on his part.
There's a funny smell in my room. Oh, we'll give you a new room then, sir.
And then it's like, oh, wait a minute. What's this? There's a rotting corpse under the fucking bed, presumably.
Don't find out at Premier Inn.
Say what you will about Premier Inn, but I've never found a rotting corpse under
So
the
it
bed.
sounds like it was a murder. Read on.
They've arrested a suspect, but they're not releasing any further information.
Oh.
They did take his DNA and conduct an interview, but he was told not to worry as a suspect had been arrested. The hotel refused to acknowledge it.
So the guy who thought he had smelly feet, the police took his DNA as precaution and he was interviewed. But don't worry, because they have arrested a suspect. Got on with it now.
Yeah.
So I was a bit confused at that.
It's at the hotel.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
fucking
And it had a
lovely.
dead body in it. You can't trust anywhere these days, can you?
Looks like Shangri-La.
That is an amazing. If you walked in, any person walks into that hotel after booking it online and not really seeing pictures of it, you'd be like, you'd be in awe. You really would.
Listen, you have to look this up. The Guzhang Shuhua Inn.
What an amazing looking place. Just
Like
the
a
lobby.
marbly floored, isn't it?
The lobbies.
That's water. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
there was a water lilies. That's a big pond. Gotta be careful not to fall in that when you're pissed. Hope it's all inclusive.
Wow, look at that.
Looks a bit like a big. That's fantastic.
That's where the
Oh, that's not the hotel.
No, that's where the Tibetan leader used to live. What's his name? Dalai Lama. I'm pretty sure that's
Either way, what
The Dalai Lama lives in that.
Used to.
it's quite a building, isn't it, that?
Can't go back, can he?
You mean so that was his gaff in Tibet?
Yeah.
And he's preaching poverty?
Free Tibet!
Bloody hell. That's mental. Well, he's a monk, he's a Buddhist monk. He's meant to be living a life of poverty.
He probably only eats 5 pieces of rice a day.
Yeah, but he lives in that place.
Well,
Yeah, not
but-
just him, is it?
It's him and the rest of the monks.
Well, he was a bloody CIA fucking operative for years.
Was he?
Allegedly so, yeah.
But either way, what an amazing lobby that is.
Yeah.
The rooms are little shanty fucking shitholes, but the lobby is stunning.
At least the lobby's nice.
Shanty shitholes with dead bodies under the bed.
Yeah.
I guess he checked out early.
God. You're not getting nothing for that.
Hotel guest again woke up to find a manager sucking his toes.
Oh.
What? Was it a female manager?
No.
Oh my god, it'd be even worse, wouldn't it?
Oh.
And now he plans to sue.
I'm not sure, I'm not surprised.
I'd be suing, or the hotel manager's suing. I'm suing you, I got a fucking some tofu stuck down the back of my throat and it made me choke, I'm suing you.
No, the other way around.
It wouldn't surprise me in America though.
That is creepy.
I'm assuming this is in America.
Yep.
Yeah.
The night manager of South Hilton Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee, allegedly generated an electronic key card to access the room at 5 a.m. and started sucking on strangers' toes. What are you going to do if they woke up?
How weird.
Just changing the lid in. I'm just
Just checking you've got good foot hygiene.
and not my trips.
Oh, he looks like a toe sucker, doesn't he?
Looks like you, Pete.
Very much so. He looks like what? Because he wears glasses.
Yes.
So he looks like Mike.
Yes, he does, yeah. I've noticed a similarity here.
He's get his own back for every time I see a bald man. I say it looks like him.
So this shocked guest almost immediately recognised him because he was one of the hotel employees that had been sent to his room the day before to fix an issue with the TV.
He was eyeing up his toes.
I say he'd been fixing his telly. He was there. So it was the guy's fault then. He clearly provoked it.
I think
It's
that's the guy that's had the toes sucked.
No,
it's
actually, it
seductive.
isn't.
No, he's definitely the toe sucker.
Yeah.
Look at that face.
He claimed he got in the room because he smelled smoke on that guy's toes.
Yeah.
Is that
I
what
was
you
putting the fire out.
licking your
In my
toe?
pants.
That's gross. Did he maybe think it was like a woman's toes or
No, he knew the man. He'd seen him before the day before, fixing his TV.
eyeing up his toes?
Eyeing up his toes. I'll have
As
a
he
suck
was
at them.
He was obviously seductively waving them at him. So I'm guessing it was his own fault. He provoked it.
Do you think he was? Do you think he was like sat on the bed, cross-legged in a dressing gown, bare toes wiggling and that?
I do. I think that's exactly what it was, in a seductive manner.
That was Mr. Brennan. You want to say what Mr. Brennan said, Claire?
He says, I just feel like the Hilton has not been helpful or forthcoming with whatsoever, and I don't know why, but it's very disconcerting. I woke up at 5 a.m. and I was being sexually assaulted by a man who had broken into my room.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a way I want to wake up,
I can
really.
think of a worse sexual assault, in all fairness.
Yeah.
That's quite a mild sexual assault, but still.
But it is a sexual assault because the one
Yeah.
the sucker's getting off on it, obviously, because you didn't have, you know.
Yeah, well, he could have been sucking his cock. I mean...
Is that what you'd have done? Get off my fucking toes, you sick bastard! If you're going to suck something, at least suck me cock. Come on.
I'm saying it could have been worse, it could have been, couldn't it?
Yeah. That's what I was getting at, really. He could have woken up to anything, couldn't he?
At least it was a toe.
Yeah.
But
Could have
still
killed him.
creepy though, innit?
It's very creepy.
Weird as
You
fuck.
kicked her in the face.
Yeah, damn right.
For a bit of bruising, just a bit of evidence. Well, I kicked him straight in the face. There we go.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, also weird, Beverly Gilmore. She claims to have gone on to have private relationships with famous people in the afterlife, having suffered brain trauma in her 20s, which left her having unusual experiences with the dead.
Oh.
A woman claims she dies 3 times a month and meets famous faces in the afterlife. Beverly Gilmore, 57, claims to have gone on to meet Jesus and Walt Disney, having suffered. That's an odd mix of people.
they're
to
not.
me. Why is Walt
they're
Disney
not
hanging around with Jesus?
They're not in the same
Walt Disney was an
place.
anti-Semite.
Yeah.
What's he doing hanging around with Jesus?
They ain't in the same place. 100%.
Yeah.
If there's heaven and hell, Walt Disney ain't in heaven.
Allegedly.
Racist fucking
Well, she says in the afterlife.
anti-Semite.
She doesn't necessarily say heaven.
That's true, the afterlife. It
Yeah,
could be
but
on an
surely
astral
Jesus
plane.
is in heaven.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Or maybe he pops down to the other bit. Not hell, but like the middle bit.
Purgatory.
Yeah.
Hell.
No, purgatory doesn't exist anymore. The Pope got rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, good on him.
Yeah, it's nice to
Good
do
on
it.
that. Yeah. Straight to fucking hell, you bastards.
Her first experience came in the 1980s, and since then she's built up a private relationship with Jesus Christ.
Sure she has.
The mum of 3 from Birkenhead doesn't identify as a religious
Birkenhead.
person, but it hasn't stopped the Son of God from paying her visits on the regular. Now, like, guys, you know I'm an atheist, right? But if I'm meeting Jesus Christ 3 times a fucking month, I'm probably going to start believing.
Well, yeah, but I'm also probably going to start seeking medical help.
Well, she has this brain trauma that makes her sort of die and then come back.
But does it?
Well, doctors reckon it injures the brain, and brain traumas can cause out-of-body experiences, which in general are a little understood phenomena, and yeah, they are. The self-proclaimed spiritualist, oh there we go, says she can feel her body start to shut down and even feels her heart stop. She then feels herself leave her own body, and from this point enters a space where she feels she can have interactions with the deceased. Now, doctors have given her a diagnosis, a disorder of consciousness, a term usually loosely used for people in vegetative states or in comas. Normally this leaves people unable to talk with them, but not exclusively.
Thing I get right. Why is it always fucking famous people? But that's why I call bullshit on that. Like, why the fuck is Jesus going to bother himself with you? Out of all the billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dead people in the world, why is Jesus and the fucking Elvis and fucking whoever else she says she talks with,
Walt Disney.
Why are they singling little old fucking Beverly out from
Do you think-
Birkenhead?
Right, do you think...
She's nuts, yes.
No, well, yeah. I'm trying to rationalise this.
Okay, go on.
She dies, and it's kind of an accidental thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because of her condition. And because it's the afterlife management policy, when you have someone who's like not meant to be there but is there,
Jesus
you
pops up.
have to send down part of the management team. So Jesus must have been on duty that day. Presumably
Nah,
Walt Disney was on duty
He's
one day.
delegating. He's delegating, surely.
Well, maybe it happens. It's happening so often that Jesus is going down there personally. No, I'm really sorry. It's been a terrible mistake again.
Is it like being in the force?
She's like, look, I want to put a complaint in, let me see your manager. She's got, her name is Karen as well, isn't it?
Beverly, wasn't it?
Oh, Beverly. Oh, she's going full Karen on them. Mm-hmm. And I want to speak to your manager to Walt Disney. And he's like, right, I'll go and get Jesus then.
No, he's
Jesus
like,
to come down.
He's like, hold on, I haven't got a clue what this woman's saying. I'm going to have to get Jesus. He's the only one that's going to be able to understand.
I want to speak to the manager. Well, okay. He goes against Jesus and he has to come down and say, I'm really sorry, it's been a terrible mistake. We just can't stop this. You know.
So
and then he gets talking
time,
and maybe he comes down next time when Beverly's here, like, you know.
The next time
he's got a rapport with her.
He's like, he's here, I'll just go. I know her, I've met her before.
I talked her down last time.
I'll just go.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Yeah, okay, we've sussed it.
Chatting at the time she met Walt Disney, she said, to quote her, he was showing stories and when I met him, there was an amazing building and the wood felt alive and well preserved.
That'll be the Ronseal.
Was it not the Disney castle?
I'm getting Disney woods now with little talking animals and shit.
And the castle in the background.
Yeah. When I came back, I would go back into a trance and write down his stories and draw pictures of everything he has shown me.
Isn't that fucking copyright?
No, because he's drawing these ones from beyond the grave. In his Disney Imaginarium wood.
So is that where all these new Disney films are coming
That's
from?
where the new characters are coming
from Beverly and Birkenhead.
Yeah.
He showed me these characters and I became one of his characters and lived out one of his stories. I don't know how that works. Maybe she whistled at a bluebird and it landed on her finger once. I don't know.
But why is it always famous? Why hasn't she just met fucking Margaret, who lived down the street and died 20 years ago? Oh, I remember you as a little girl. Oh, you're grown up now, haven't you, Beverly? Oh.
Because Margaret isn't in the management structure of the afterlife, and clearly
Margaret's in hell.
Oh, Margaret might be in hell. Margaret might have been a fucking serial killer. We don't know.
Her favourite pastime was putting bodies underneath beds in hotels.
Or she'd gone full Ed Gein and started making jumpers out of skin.
little old Margaret.
Making nipple belts. Who knows?
Who'd have thought it, a 94-year-old Margaret from Down Street.
That's it. You never know. Yeah, I think the big thing to take away from this is that, you know, she has had a massive brain trauma.
Yeah, bless her. It has obviously messed her brain up, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah,
I don't think she's visiting these people in the afterlife.
No, and I don't say. I don't think she's dying 3 times a month either.
Probably just having
seizures,
unconsciousness.
It could be like a form of epilepsy style, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more likely.
I suppose really, if you think about it, if you say you've like met Jesus, for example, right? You're likely to get 250 quid off the Daily Mirror. Rather than if you just went, I met Margaret from down the street who may or may not have been a serial killer, but she was wearing a nipple belt. Right, then no one's really that interested, are they?
I suppose.
That's it.
The Daily Mirror aren't going to pay you 250 quid.
It gets the Mirror on board, doesn't it? Let's face it.
Yep.
You know, meeting Margaret from down the road, meeting Jesus.
And Walt Disney.
Anyone else who scrolled down?
It was just them two, apparently.
Oh, man.
That was it.
I was hoping for more.
It just literally ends on the Walt Disney story.
When she put herself in a Disney film.
Yeah.
That's nice then. At least if you go around psychosis, at least make it harmless. You know?
It wasn't one of these racist Disney films then from back in the day. Was it more like Moana or something, do you think?
Well, it's hard to say, to be honest. Until we see the film, we won't know. Could have been, though. Chances are quite high.
Wasn't Songs of the South.
No, it wasn't that. Well, no, if there's any racist,
Was that the
racially stereotypical crows.
I think it might have been. The racist crows, I think.
That was Dumbo. That was Dumbo.
That was Dumbo, but they were like, weren't they a bit of a recurring theme?
They were very much so. Yeah.
In the early ones.
Yeah.
Then again, that's like ours. I mean, when did Walt Disney stop personally making films? I have no idea. When did Disney start? The 40s, 30s?
Isn't that one it?
Yeah.
20s or
20s, I think.
I don't know when Walt Disney even died.
Could have even been earlier than that.
Well, we'll move on, shall we?
His brain's meant to be at Disneyland, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Frozen in it.
Frozen brain, yeah. Apparently.
No.
I went to go and watch Disney on Ice and it wasn't what I expected.
You expected the frozen corpse from Walt Disney?
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Well, you wanted to go and watch a frozen corpse for 3 hours in the hope of what? It was going to get up.
Yeah.
I suppose you got the ice skating. That must have been nice.
He doesn't want to see a zombie Walt Disney attack people.
Oh, me, because it was starting to look trigger some kind of zombie apocalypse. I don't know what that.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Only because you want to wear double denim.
Yeah. Wear me Kevin Costner mask in there.
Oh, God. It's going to be awful. I'm just going to bludgeon your head in. I'm just going to kill you while you sleep. I'm going to make it.
Blackpool Zoo is recruiting people to dress up as seagull deterrents. The zoo needs human seagull deterrents to frighten off the nuisance birds.
Should we go up to Blackpool and get a new job?
No, I feel the one I've got's better.
I wonder how much they're paying.
All you got to do is flap about a bit.
You're dressed in an inflatable costume with just your face showing
And your hands.
and your hands.
And you run around dressed as, like, I'm presuming, what's an eagle?
Mm-hmm.
Big giant
Alright, go on.
man-sized eagle.
What must they all come attacking?
Well, that's a valid point.
Looks like a bit of an inflatable suit, that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Those taking on the job would have to be outgoing and comfortable wearing a bird costume,
And sweat
Yeah,
your
I'd-
tits off.
says. It further adds, at Blackpool Zoo it goes without saying that we love all animals,
But stop caging them!
and as a seaside resort, Blackpool is not short of seagulls. However, the seagulls are proving to be a bit of a nuisance when it comes to trying to steal food from our visitors and our animal enclosures. We need to do what we can to keep the seagulls away from our main visitor dining areas. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, email your cover letter to us.
Shotguns. It's easier.
This is not America.
Surely,
Alright, air rifle then.
surely they can fly drones around, no?
It doesn't say what
Did
the
you get a couple of
wages
sparrowhawks like fucking whatchamacallit does Wimbledon? They have the Harris hawk, don't they, in Wimbledon that keeps away the pigeons and that. So why don't they just get like a couple of local seagull killing eagles that live within the local area that would keep all the seagulls away
Well, they
from
could
it?
live at the zoo, couldn't they?
Well, yeah,
Just
yeah,
train
that's
to, you know.
They kind of live in a tower central
Yeah.
to the zoo, like the ones live up in the rafters of.
As long as you don't start attacking children for scraps, you'll be alright.
Well, I don't think I've ever heard about Wimbledon, the Harris Hawk in Wimbledon trying to kill kids or anything.
This has been covered up.
It's a conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
diving for the fucking strawberries.
No! Taking their hands.
I did see a fucking clip on the internet the other day actually, and it was a big eagle of some form swooped down onto the edge of this cliff and grabbed onto a kid and started like, I think they were close to its nest because they were like climbing up this cliff thing. It's like walkway, and it was obviously getting close to its nest, and it must have had eggs or something or babies. And obviously it'd seen this fucking kid and thought, well, you're the smallest one, I'm going for you. But it was as big as the fucking kid. Shit you not.
Wow.
I don't think it couldn't have flown away from the kid, but it dragged the kid like down this path kind of thing. Fucking terrifying.
Oh, they had eaten one of those eggs. Nice. Last one then.
So 2 healthy babies born after being conceived by a robot.
I don't know the sound of this.
This sounds like AI going fucking crazy to me.
This literally will be
This is it, end of days.
a syringe being like, you know, it's not going to be
No, it's a robot.
sex machine.
It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator 2
Yeah, it's a bit
style
misleading,
robot.
the headline
It
is.
is a misleading headline.
So 2 healthy babies have been born in Spain from human eggs fertilised by a sperm-injecting robot.
But that's all you've ever wanted, isn't it, Claire?
Then it is controlled by a PlayStation. It's controlled by a PlayStation 5 controller. If that doesn't sound like the premise for science fiction movie, then we don't know what is.
So now the AI is controlling our fertility.
Yep.
Well done. Well, that's going to go well.
Somebody's got to put the spunk in the machine.
Yeah, it won't be long till the machine's just doing it itself.
Milking us.
So the startup company Overture Life, based in Barcelona, has basically created a slightly more futuristic version of in vitro fertilisation, or IVF. Intravitro.
In vitro.
In vitro fertilisation, or IVF, as it is more commonly known. The usual treatment involves a specialist combining a woman's egg and a man's sperm in a dish using a microscope and special needles. Yeah, it's simple as that. But instead they're using robots to do it now instead. Well, not robots, a machine. Yeah, okay.
Maybe they had some whoopsies where the person had used too much spunk and then fertilised some other lady's eggs on accident.
Well,
so if they put each individual egg sort of labelled into a machine, then the other machine comes along and fertilises it.
Well, the thing is as well, it costs
No error.
No error.
IVF costs 20 grand. $20,000. It is a good 10-15 grand in this country.
Yeah.
It's a one-time fucking thing for most people. So what companies like Overture are trying to do, they're trying to make it more accessible to everybody. They're trying to bring down the cost of it, make it cheaper, make it more affordable.
Good thing, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. You get it on a little PlayStation 5.
You're going to do it at home yourself soon.
You get a CD and it's like a little robot thing. It's like you get your PlayStation,
left of
plug
it.
it in your PlayStation.
Right.
You can throw your turkey base the right way.
Why can't we just use the turkey baster?
Do you reckon they'll be selling it like $59.99 like your average game?
You'll have a VR headset on with a handset and you'll be going in.
Be like fucking controlling in space. What was that fucking
Inner Space.
Inner Space?
I love that film.
No, I'm just picturing like inner space basically.
Well, let's just go to that level and start sending people in with a little shuttle and a big sperm strapped underneath.
You want to be the spunk pilot?
That's it, I want to do it.
What's your job?
Let's get to that level.
What's your job? I'm a pilot. Wow, what do you fly? Spunk ball. What? A
Spunk bomber.
Spunk pilot.
There's a spunk bomber.
Oh, shit.
We're over the target. Release the payload.
And where did you get the...
Straight into the egg. Direct it. Job done, boys. Let's go home. Hey, that is a noble profession.
Do you know what? I can see it being done.
Where did you get the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids,
Well, you don't necessarily need to actually shrink yourself down and be in it, because the whole point is...
No, I want to shoot myself down into the bomber.
Wearing a VR headset, controlling it with a PlayStation 5 remote.
Oh no, I don't know.
So
I don't want to be shrunk down.
just like a little mini robot.
I don't
remote
care.
control.
I want to be shrunk.
nanobot.
I want to be shrunk. I want that job.
I'm trying to keep this realistic.
Is this realistic? Why can't we have a shrink ray?
Put it in manifesto.
Why can't we have a shrink ray?
First date of order, we want to build a shrink ray.
Because I want to be a spunk bomber, goddammit.
I want to be a spunk bomber pilot.
To burst your bubble, but they...
My spunk bubble.
Yeah, but they put the egg and the spunk together in the test tube.
You won't need to anymore. They'll just go
You
straight
put it in a
in there.
petri dish.
Let's put out, open your legs, love. Right.
No.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
we will find that egg.
We'll find the egg. We've got a lock on it.
That's it, and it'll zero in on
Laser guided missiles.
Yeah,
Laser guided sperm.
Well, Ben guided sperm.
Laser guided. We fly in the bomber and I'll let it go. We'll
Use
just
the force,
straight in,
Ben.
dive bomb it. Use the force. It's no bigger than one brat.
There's one opening. Only one opening.
That's what I want to do. What's wrong with that?
Turn off your computer, Ben. Trust the force.
Alright.
And on that note...
And that note, I become a Jedi. That's another cult. Alright, thank you very much for listening. I've been Ben. Don't keep dying.
Fair
Don't
enough.
keep dying of meeting Jesus.
I've been Mike, thanks for listening. Peace out, may the force be with you.
And I've been Claire. No sucking toes.
Unless you've been given permission.
Consent, yeah.
Unless you've been given permission. And I've been Pete, I suppose, all round for AI, well, not AI, but robotic sperm insertion. All up for that then, I guess,
I'm a
aren't we?
spunk bomber pilot.
It's the start. It's the start of it,
I
so
want my shrink ray. That's what I want.
we never know where it'll end up, do we?
Just want my shrink ray. On my pin molecules. That's it in Ant-Man, isn't it? Pin particles.
How are we going all despicable me?
There's nothing wrong with wanting to be an evil scientist in a mountain lair.
Layer.
Lair. Oh well.
Bye.